fun. I didn't hit it, so keep holding it. So there it is. Okay, there we go. Okay, moving right along. All right, so yeah, you guys.
As we walk in the hallway, I want to take some of the. I assume I'm still holding the earlick salt brick that I have. I would like to spread some salt along the door, the front of the doorway.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Do you happen to know any incantations or anything on that?
Nope.
Just
okay.
Salinating carpet.
Maybe, or you never know. A zombie deer could approach and suddenly decide it really needs to, get that taste.
And if we're going by Beryl's apartment, I'd like to put salt under her door as well.
Okay, if you guys are going by that chunk of the neighborhood, sure.
Yeah, why not? We can get a little stop to make sure his cat's okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, we don't need to go in. I just wanted to put some salt in front of the door.
Yeah, preventative for your cat and Ben. So it'll be good.
I mean, Ben is whatever.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about the cat at this point, honestly.
Okay. Yeah. Still seems to be a lot of noise downstairs. That being said, yeah. I mean, you're at the stairwell door.
Okay, let's try to go down. Open it and try to go down.
Okay. You open it, and pretty much the moment it shuts, it seems a lot louder than normal. And you realize that the floor below you, the door has also shut pretty much at the same time.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
That wasn't just me. It wasn't the echo, right?
This door that shut below us. We might need
Jacob, you're hearing them talk, by the way.
Hey, Peter, Jeff, Beryl.
Jacob?
Oh, shit, you're back from wherever?
Where the fuck did you go?
Are they above me? Is that like I'm still in the stairwell?
Yeah, you're at
Let's peek over.
I'm gonna start trying to go up the stairs, then toward them, go up a floor.
Okay, yeah. Did you ever play Mario 64? Yeah, remember that creepy stairwell?
Oh God!
That happens, you go right up to him.
You just want to bring up the fact that
I was just fucking with you. Yeah,
Oh, no.
you're up there with him.
Jacob, where did you go?
Far back in a
Where'd
corner.
you go? Y'all were behind me. Where did y'all go?
They
We
found me.
We found Beryl, and you just disappeared, man. We walked through the door and we were on the floor we should have been. You vanished.
Well, I mean, granted, I definitely went someplace that wasn't here. Do you remember that body that we found in the stairwell a little while ago?
Yeah, the one that was wearing all the old clothes.
Yeah, I think I saw him, but not now, but in another time. So when I was,
I'm not the only one who saw ghosts. All right.
Not exactly. I was having a bit of a somewhere in time kind of quantum leap moment where I basically went outside this apartment complex, but it was different. I don't know exactly when I was, but all the cars were older. This building was one story shorter as well. And I was in the parking lot, saw some gentleman looking in my direction. I thought he saw me, so I just kind of waved at him and tried to figure out who he was, but I don't think he saw me. And I think he used the name Job talking to somebody, but he was wearing the same exact outfit, and sure enough, I'm going to pull up.
You're the name Joe, Joe.
Joe, okay. Yeah, so it was Joe, not Job. But I'm going to pull out the Lucky Strikes, but he was smoking these cigarettes, talking to some guy, and then next thing I know, the other fellow exploded in front of him.
So there's two people, and one of them just exploded.
Yeah, they were talking like they knew each other, and then the other guy was talking about how he felt like he could get out and he had no problem escaping. he was smoking Lucky Strikes, and then the other guy exploded, and then sure enough, he had that weird green mist stuff come out of his body. And then next thing I knew, everything went black, and I found myself in the maintenance area in the floor below.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah.
it gets
Okay.
even better. Have you seen Brandon running around?
No.
Yeah, well, his dad Orlando is trying to bash his head in with a wrench.
What?
He had that same weird deranged look in his eyes. His eyes are all glossed over, and I mean, I don't know if my arm is broken or something, but he hit me with a wrench, and I basically buried a
Let me
cleaver in the side of
Take
his
a look
head,
at it
and
or
I left
something.
him.
Jesus.
Well, I had to leave him in the maintenance closet.
Okay, but like, let me see your arm, dude. Like, whatever about him.
Okay,
Like,
well,
let's take
it's
a
my
look.
left arm, and he basically just brought the wrench down on it. So
Yeah,
Okay.
while Beryl's doing that, Peter's walked up and just starts poking you.
I'm real.
Yeah. Peter, which I don't think you properly met. We just met him, some time ago. Believes that you are a ghost. Understandably, because
Or
I don't think
something
y'all
else.
met. Peter,
You
this
think
is
this is
Jacob.
all,
Jacob, this is Peter.
No.
A figment of his imagination.
So, Jacob, what is the street where your office is located in town?
Cherry Street.
Cherry Street. World building. If I were to maybe, let's say, look for your hypothetical law practice, what would the name on the building be that I'm looking for?
It'd be the Dogwood County Public Defender Office.
Ah, yes, okay, all right. Just Peter's writing down his journal.
So,
Uh,
but
Beryl,
poke away, man. I mean, all the weird stuff that I've seen in the last.
Oh, no, he is still just
I'm not
like
gonna put it-
randomly poking you.
Yeah, I'm not going to put it past you.
Beryl, yeah, his you don't notice that anything being broken or anything. I'm assuming like, do you have any training in medicine?
I have 1 dot in medicine.
You don't. Yeah, I won't even roll for that. Yeah,
Okay.
you don't see anything being broken, but I mean, it's going to be sore for a couple of days.
Okay. Well, it's not a break, but it ain't great.
Well,
So,
I'll
for
just.
what good that does.
Oh no, it's my non-dominant arm. I'll just tend to it and let it rest much as I can. Oh, one last thing. Once I was running out of the maintenance room, I found this, and I show him the skeleton key.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
Oh.
It's got a label. Just it just says main key.
Or skeletons.
Yeah, for skeletons. It opens all the skeletons.
Or skeletons only. Damn, man, that's some find. Hell yeah.
It looked important, and I was running out of the room. I thought, why not? So who knows if it actually works for anything, but it looked important.
Couldn't hurt.
Well,
Well,
our plan is still maybe to go towards the
The basement, right? Or
base-
first floor?
What happened with your father, Jeb?
No, he's just chilling like a villain, just sitting in there watching Steve Harvey,
How long have I been gone?
say from the time that we vanished, you've been gone maybe about 30 to 40 odd minutes.
Yeah, because we had time
Now we're
to
at
go
the
up.
most.
We ensconced Ben.
It's maybe felt like maybe 10 minutes for you, Jacob.
Okay, well, Peter, I got a question for you. I mean, you seem to know your stuff about the town and this building's history, correct?
Yes, I make it my point to know history and or supernatural things.
Do you know at what point this building had additional construction performed on it? Because like I said, I feel like I was in the early 70s at some point, but it was definitely outside this building, but it was much, much less developed, many more trees around, and the building was, I mean, from what I could tell, at least a story shorter in height.
Now, I can't speak for when maybe this apartment complex added floors, but the only historical findings I could find without looking into building records was that this used to be a prominent person's home in the community. It burnt down, and then they built various things until it became an apartment complex.
If anyone wants to make some kind of history roll before this,
Yeah, I probably need to make that one.
honestly, anyone can do it. That's open to the whole group. Let's see what we would need to roll for that. We'll say intelligence and
Intelligence.
we'll stick with politics because that seems like a kind of like a local
Okay.
thing. Honestly, any of the stats you want to use, politics or academics.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do a couple.
I'm going with
No,
academic.
no.
Zilch.
Jib, you are aware that this is a building.
I had
Oh.
one success.
Okay, you suddenly remember that maybe you might have in your research found out that maybe in like the late 80s, early 90s, the top floor was added, and it's basically a penthouse suite. Like there's only one person that lives up there, and it's pretty much the entire floor is the apartment.
Okay.
Having not lived in this apartment building long, what you're referring to, Jacob, might be the penthouse area, which does anyone know who lives there?
I have no idea. I've never even really cared to go up that floor.
It's some of a mystery, my understanding. Even though I lived here the whole time, no one really knows who he is. But if someone does live up there, I don't know.
Or she.
No,
Or they.
Beryl, are you just as in the dark?
or Zay.
Yeah, I more or less. I mean, other than the game night, just kind of keep to myself here, and I'm not poking around fucking penthouses, asking for trouble from rich people.
Well, I don't think I think he's got I don't know. Some say he's got a special elevator, or she, or they. But from my understanding, no one really sees them.
But quite literally, some of y'all having lived here for years, you've never seen the occupant of the top floor ever.
I mean, if I
not to my
did,
knowledge.
if I was sharing the lobby with them, I wouldn't know who they were. So.
Yep.
Well, we got this key, don't we?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I didn't want to put out the obvious,
you
but
don't really pay too much attention to like the other occupants outside of pretty like Miss Poole. She tries to make sure everybody knows each other. Doesn't really do it all that well, but she tries.
Oh.
Miss Poole.
We might need to change our strategy. Maybe there's something above us that could be helpful.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say at the very least with this key, we might as well see if it's even useful. Just if we could gain access to any of the different floors, at the very least, just try to figure out how to get out of this building.
And at least we're not going to be descending into inky blackness if we're going up. So let's try that first, and then if that's a no-go, then we can go down into what the fuck ever is down there.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
Okay.
Up we go.
All right, you want to take the stairs?
I don't trust getting on these weird temporal elevators right now.
Good, that's my thought exactly.
Can we check and see if Jacob's phone, if the time is the same versus ours? Was there actual time lost here, or?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're more than, that's up to him, though. I mean, if you've reached for his phone without him asking.
No, I'm gonna be like, hey, so my phone says it's 22:08. Like, what is your time? What do you got?
Just pull it out, and what time does it say, Chase?
It's hold on a moment. Let's say, pretty much it says the same thing.
Okay, all right. So, Okay, figured we'd try. Weird.
That's a good idea, but
Peter just stands there looking at Jacob.
Have you not poked this man enough?
Yeah, stop poking with your eyeballs. All right. Y'all ready to go up?
Yeah,
let's go.
It, I guess.
Okay, so up you go. You notice that the sound of the rain and the hail, it's getting louder as you're going up. But you come out. I mean, you go up and straight up to the next floor, which is the fabled a little bit of stairwell that normally would lead to access, but inexplicably the stairwell seems to keep going up further above that into complete and total darkness. But you're at the doorway to the fourth floor.
Leaving our storyteller's internet hiccup there a bit. I believe we're at the 4th floor.
Yeah, sorry.
Seems that way. Okay. I mean, let's try the door first, and then if it doesn't work, then I guess we'll try the key.
Yeah.
Yeah, no give. Feels locked.
All right, Jacob. Put that baby in. Let's see what it does.
Yes, have the fake person try.
All right, so Jacob, you insert the key. Clicks, opens, very smooth, and you step out onto the 8th floor. Sorry, I'm having to remodel this from a much bigger building. Onto the 4th floor. Your footsteps echo off the white tile floors, which is not something the rest of the place has. The rest of it has just regular, ugly carpet. But the white tile floor is polished to a reflective sheen. A pair of dark green double doors that led into the penthouse apartment are directly ahead. To the right of the doors is a hallway that leads around the apartment. Up here, the void is replaced by a violent storm. Bloody rain and bone hill clatter against the windows lining the hallway. Lightning strikes on the roof create a near constant strobing light show and a crackling, rhythmic drum beat. The penthouse suite is very different from the rest of the building. Pretty much as I said, the shitty carpet from the rest of the place, it's got, really deep, it's got the tile floor and also occasionally deeply lustrous red wood. The foyer looks as if it once looked classically elegant, but years of neglect have covered everything but the floor in a thick layer of dust. The floor seems to be immaculate except for the body and the blood that you see. You look at, it's Keenan. Keenan's corpse is slumped against the wall to your right as you're exploring, just at the entryway into the main room. Blood splatters on the wall and the gun on the floor near his hand tell the story. And a trail of blood leads into the next room.
Oh, damn. I'm going to go over and check Keenan's pulse just to verify that he's not still alive.
You feel the pulse on as you feel the pulse on his neck, and you don't really feel anything, and then you look at the giant exit wound in the back of his skull, and you're pretty sure he might have shed his mortal coil.
He's dead, y'all.
I want to. What type of firearm is next to him?
Just a Glock, just really kind of standard kind of thing you could pick up at Walmart.
Okay, I'm going to do an investigation check. I want to see if, how many rounds are left in the gun, and if there's bullet casings around the area.
Okay, sure.
So,
knock yourself out.
What is that going to be? Just investigation?
We'll say wits in investigation.
Okay, so
-1.
Okay, so that'll be. Whew, 1 success.
Woo.
Okay, you don't really checking up on him, kind of like giving him a small little pat down. You don't really find anything on his body except for a pair of keys, which you assume might belong to his apartment. As for the gun itself, it's missing 3 rounds. You only see 1 bullet casing next to him, though. Probably the one that took his life.
So, you all are at... Who is this gentleman?
This is the gentleman that we went to his apartment, and he had the ravings and ravelings and gibberish. This is his.
Okay.
Yes, this is him.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Damn. All right.
Where's this blood trail leading to? Another room? It's.
Indeed, it is.
I'm gonna let's follow this trail, guys, and see where it goes to. I'm thinking it's connected with the body being here.
Okay.
I would say that's logical.
I mean, it's logical, but it sucks.
Peter's looking at the bone blood storm out the window. He is just very infatuated with it.
Yeah, it's fairly grisly. You don't see too many storms made of bone and blood too often.
This is a horrible nightmare.
Oh, literally bone and blood. Jesus fuck. All right.
It's the middlest shit ever. So.
I mean, what are you gonna say to it? It's
All right. As you follow the trail of blood, it leads to another body crumpled on the marble floor. The body lies on its side and looks impossibly old. Hair so thin it's almost spider silk obscures the face. The hands are covered in an elaborate tracework of wrinkles. The floor in here is a vast series of concentric circles and lines with strange symbols running parallel to many of the patterns. Lightning continues to arc outside, followed by the constant rumble of heavy thunder. A languid swirl of greenish-white light begins to rise from the corpse, and it incorporates into a translucent man about in his 40s with bullet wounds in his chest. Jacob, you recognize him as the man from what you saw earlier. The rest of you notice that it looks like the gentleman that's usually pictured with Josiah Hill with his hand on his shoulder.
Oh fuck! That's the guy. Yo, that's the guy.
That's him.
That's him. Yep. Sure is.
He kind of looks around and looks down at the body, and he looks a little surprised, and he looks down in his own chest and sees the bullet holes, and just kind of shakes his head, and then he looks at you and says, "You have to help me."
Who are you?
He can see us.
He's like, "My name is, well, it was Sullivan Barnes. I was trying to keep this from happening, and it seems I've failed. But I can tell you what needs to be done."
Trying to keep what from happening, Mr. Barnes?
Shit's already happening, Mr. Barnes. Hate to be frank, but shit's already happening.
Peter walks up and starts to poke him.
Your hand goes right through, and he seems a little startled. He's like, "I take it this is your first time seeing a spirit, sir."
Huh. And Peter just writes some more in his journal.
I kind of feel like I should cash in my spooked right about now.
Do it.
I don't know how that's gonna work, but
well,
if anything's gonna put me over the edge, I've seen 2 dead bodies, and now a fucking ghost just comes out of nowhere and says, "Hey guys, can you help me?" The fuck?
Well, it's entirely up to you if you want to run off and have everybody try and find you again.
No, I don't really want to run off. I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna just sort of break down and just just put my head down and just I'm checked out for.
Yeah, can she not pull a Scooby-Doo and just jump into Shaggy's arms or something?
You can basically remain silent on this and not ask a single question. And
I'm gonna stay.
I was gonna say that'll net you a point of willpower back.
Okay, yeah. I can't deal with any of this shit, so.
That being said, you can't even suggest to others. You basically get to sit this thing out.
Okay, all right, but I can't help what my face does, so.
Okay, yeah,
I'm not going to say anything, but.
That's perfectly fine. Who asked? He looks down at Peter and he says, and says, "Yeah, I think this is your first time seeing a spirit."
Yes, and since this is a dream, it all doesn't matter, but. Sure, Mr. Spirit. What should we do?
It's Mr. Barnes, Peter.
He's like, "Well, I imagine if you want to get out of this," he just kind of chuckles and says, "Nightmare. I suppose you're going to have to take care of Joe, or I suppose Josiah Hill is what the plaque outside says."
You mean Josiah Hill, who died in the fire?
Unfortunately, I was me and him were friends. We went back. We went back a very, very long time. I came in and tried to help him. He said he was being pursued by spirits, and I thought I'd stopped it, but I didn't. One got to him, and he ended up burning the whole place down. And Joe's mad at everybody now for it.
He's still mad? Don't tell me he's a spirit too.
Well, I mean, sometimes people have a hard time letting go of issues after they die.
Like you?
He's like, I was just trying. He's like, I don't really have any real grudges the whole, other than I'm just sad that I wasn't able to stop him. The best I could do is just contain him. But the problem was that I was only able to contain him onto this area, onto the hotel itself. on the grounds of where he died.
So you've been living in this apartment complex on this floor.
Well, initially, I ended up building the penthouse here. Before that, I worked as the hotel manager. But this place was a hotel because I'm going to stick with that, so I can keep saying hotel. Before this was an apartment, I was a hotel manager. Before that, I was basically just paying to have the place built to, keep the place going, to try and bring something nice from when Joe died.
But what? Who are you to the point that Joe came to you to help him with the spirit? That's not just some random task that you go to a friend for.
He'd heard that someone of my talents was within the area, but I honestly was kind of fascinated by him. I mean, he's not.
What would those talents be, Mr. Barnes?
He kind of looks around the room at the sigils scrawled on the wall and the symbols. And he's like, "Well, you could say I was something of a wizard. Not a very good one. I wasn't a very good one, but I was mostly for study. And me and Joe, we hit it off, and he bought me books and such."
Goodness, this is a lot to take in. I mean, I've heard stories, but this is a lot.
So, if I'm following you straight here, Mr. Spirit, you are the resident wizard for one of the wealthiest men in town, who you were keeping spirits away from, but then a spirit got to him, and he burned it all down. But then you came back, and you ran a hotel?
Yeah, he left everything to me. And someone had to sit here and make sure that, the spirits didn't, go crazy. And I don't think I did a good enough job on that.
You're doing a terrible job.
He's like, well, unfortunately, that's where you guys need to come in. This needs to stop.
How do we stop it if you couldn't?
Well, all ghosts have an anchor. And in order to send a ghost back to the underworld, you need to destroy that anchor.
What was Joe's anchor?
It was a pocket watch I gave him. And after he died, I took it back. And yeah, unfortunately, the gentleman in the other room, he ended up taking it. Joe ended up getting to that poor boy when he was at his most vulnerable.
Oh, goodness. Keenan.
I ended up talking to him and convincing him to do something he really shouldn't have done.
Which was?
Well, kill me. So now, yeah, my life was pretty much the only thing keeping his spirit bound, and now he's sucked everybody into it.
Do you know where this pocket watch is?
It seems like it would be in his apartment, but I mean, it wasn't on. As I said, it wasn't on him that I noticed. He might have. He might have. I'm not entirely sure what he would have done, because he ended up coming up in here, and me and him, we kind of bonded for a while, but he might have taken it when I wasn't looking.
Where's his apartment at?
You're talking Keenan's, correct?
Yeah.
Well, we never went there, Jacob. It's on the same floor as it's the third floor. It's not too far away from my apartment. But we were right down there. We didn't see anything. We didn't see a pocket watch.
Y'all keep role playing. I'll be back in just a sec. Keep going. I'm listening. I can hear you.
We didn't see anything in there. We didn't see we weren't looking for a pocket watch, but.
Well, I mean, do we need to go back down and take a second look?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
what we're looking for.
That might be our only option.
This is all just very strange. I didn't even know. So this wizard, has been living up here this entire time.
Oh
my goodness,
I believe you have to point out a very bad wizard.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon
Sullivan says, I certainly should have taken my studies a little bit more seriously. I would not have known that I wouldn't have known that Josiah would have gotten so vindictive.
Oh, here's one. Is Josiah the only spirit plaguing this apartment, or is he allowed other things?
He says, "Oh heavens, no! Everyone who's ever died on this place is cursed."
Oh God!
And so he won't let anybody go. Everybody who died in the fire initially, they've just been set free. I imagine you've seen a couple of them running around at least, or at least taking control of certain people.
We've seen a few weird things today, yes.
That would explain it.
The myth that we've witnessed is, are spirits possessing people?
He says, yes, that's exactly what it is.
And we've been fortunate not to be possessed ourselves.
Well, so far, I imagine they might have tried at least, but yeah, they can possess pretty much anybody who has a weak enough will.
Mr. Barnes, I think at some point not too long ago, I was taken to a different time and I saw Joe talking to another man in the apartment parking lot. I don't know when it was. It was before this penthouse was built, but after Joe talked to him, the man exploded in front of him, and Joe did not seem fazed by it whatsoever.
Oh no, you got him kind of switched around. You saw Sullivan talking to a guy.
Ah.
We'll say all that, but you said you instead. He's like, yes, that was probably the first time that I found out that Joe could escape, and I thought I'd fixed it. Hence the penthouse with all the sigils and engravings that I put up. That was that was unfortunate. The poor fellow was really, really, really deep into drugs, and I took advantage of him.
And then you made him blow up. You blew him up. You did that.
Yes, I did.
Jesus, criminy.
There was nothing else. It was either that or he was going to kill me or others to try and get to me.
No, I understand. You used your magic. But what do we do with this pocket watch when we find it, Mr. Spirit?
It needs to be destroyed utterly. I would say you would probably have to take it up to the roof and attach it to the lightning rod. Let the heavens destroy it.
Can we
go out in the bone and blood storm, the literal bone and blood storm, which that's really kind of wigging me out. I'd like that to be explained, but I don't think that's possible.
It's a manifestation. He said, I can do what I can. It is a manifestation of Josiah's rage.
Oh, this guy's fucked up.
He's a little theatrical.
Yeah.
Then I guess our only point from here would be go back down to the third floor to search his apartment once again.
Yes.
I agree.
Mr. Barnes, can you leave this penthouse and come with us?
Unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck in this room.
Because you're a crappy wizard.
Pretty much, unfortunately.
Peter, you're coming on a little strong, even if this is a dream, or being rude to this man, spirit, person, and trying to help us.
I'm sorry, I don't respect his magic wizardly ways.
He lives by himself, and he's a cat daddy, Mr. Barnes. You just have to forgive him.
Okay, well, do you have any advice for us while we, I don't know, move forward on this little quest of ours?
He's like, well, do you see that bookshelf over there? And he motions over to the side. If one of you could remove the top book, the furthest on the right.
Hey, Peter, that's a job for you, Mr. Bookie.
Who's Mr. Bookie?
No, it's you, Peter.
So you think it's my job to pull a book?
I think you'd have most interest in it. I was just trying to be polite, but I'll get it.
He's like, it's not so much what's in the book; it's what happens when you pull the book.
Oh, okay, all right. So I reach and grab and pull the book.
Okay. As you pull the book, you notice that it swings to the side, pretty much like anything you've ever seen from any old haunted house thing. Inside, you see a collection of relics. Various things. You see You see, like, a cross. You see Buddhist prayer beads. You see things like, a stick with various animal bones and feathers tied to it, a shriveled mummified hand, pretty much all those things. He says those are blessed items. They might be able to help you fight the unfortunate people who have been possessed downstairs.
How would we even use this to fight people?
Just push it against them.
Push it against them.
Mm-hmm.
Just touch them with it.
Just touch them with it.
Peter just walks over and picks up the mummified hand.
It feels fairly brittle. Kind of dry. A little jerky-ish.
So just pick any of them, I guess. I'll take this.
He says, "I certainly don't have any more use for them."
Good point. I grabbed the feathered one.
Okay. Yeah, it's a stick. On the tip of it is a polished bird skull with a few like small, like maybe like rat and mouse and various woodland critter bones, feathers, things like that.
Yeah, this one definitely speaks to me. I like it.
That worries me, Jeb, that you say that.
It literally speaks to me. Yeah.
Beryl, are you all right? You're just kind of sitting there.
Nope.
Think of all this.
Not really. This sucks so bad.
Okay. Probably need to try to get out of here soon. She does not look good at all.
Yeah, I'll grab her the Buddhist monk beads. I'll give it to her.
Yeah.
What is this?
Just
hold them and clink them together.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, I guess. All right.
So Beryl, just Beryl. Breathe in and out.
Is there anything else in this
So fucking weird.
this vault, Chase?
Strange situation.
Well, like I said, there's a cross attached to a rosary. I'm sure I mentioned some other things. I only remember off the top of my head the rosary. Right. There is a tiny little shrunken head though, with its eyes stitched shut.
I'll take that.
And you think I'm weird for taking the bird skull?
This comforts me more than the Catholic rosary does.
Amen to that.
At that point, Sullivan says, "I guess it doesn't need to be repeating that. Time is of the essence."
Yeah, I guess we should get going.
Isn't it always?
I guess you discern that through your amazing wizardly power.
It's like, well, there's not much I can do, but at the very least, you can probably save yourselves and those who remain in here.
All right. Well, let's get a move on. Pitter patter.
Peter offers Beryl a hand to kind of pick her because she's been squatting down from what.
Yeah, I've just heard it like
the little mummified hand.
No. Get that shit out of here.
Beryl, I understand this is very, very
okay.
exhausting.
All right. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Sure. Let's say yes, because what else am I gonna say? I'm just gonna sit here and look at this fucking ghost who just told us we need to go and whatever. I don't know. Deal with possessed people and find a watch or something. Oh God!
Very important that you were right about earlier. That helps. And that
actually does help. So thank you.
As soon as you take Peter's hand, he kind of lifts you up, and as he lifts you up, he just kind of whispers quietly to you. He goes, "Turns out magic is real, and this guy sucks at it."
That's weirdly comforting. Thank you.
Sullivan just shakes his head. He's like, "My mentor always said I was more interested in the books anyway."
I don't know how you heard me whisper to my friend, sir, but
he's obviously pretty good, at least in his magic.
And we're going to stop the recording there.